And by hi everyone, I mean hi everyone. You know, after I turn my actual microphone on. How's it going? I've got my sweetie here again.
Hi, everybody.
And you know, let me know if the game volume's okay, if our voices are okay at any point. Fair warning in advance, we had some internet hiccups. First of all, last time we streamed, it was a nightmare, and our internet went completely out earlier today. And there's a storm outside, I think, still. So, apologies in advance for any turbulence. My bitrate has been looking really good, for the past little bit, but it looks great. We're at the part after the second to be continued. We just got the second to be continued last quote unquote episode, last stream, which was Thursday, last Thursday, something like that. The VOD's up. So let's go.
Go. Ah, he's taking a stand.
That's right.
Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom? Ah, a judicial assistant and a woman, no less.
I didn't know they existed. Thank you for coming, Ben Plays.
The rules state that all women are imported. Females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify.
Wow! What the fuck?
Okay,
Hang on.
What? We've been inserting a lot of like subtext misogyny here, but this is text.
This is the...
Damn.
Wow. Ouch.
Yes, I fully understand. I ask for only 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. That should really be
But not the
orange.
prosecution. Fuck the prosecution. They don't
Fuck
get
the
evidence this time.
You're too late, girlie! This trial has already been concluded, and I already met a woman, so I don't need to meet another one.
I have met as many women in my life as I am willing to meet.
Including my wife. 5 minutes, I will not allow a moment more. But Your Excellency! I am most grateful. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Oh, you're here!
Why, hello?
Why are you standing next to my boyfriend?
This is very crowded. Whew.
Why don't you stand over here so I can be in between the two of you?
Notice his body language?
Yeah,
This
he's
is
like, the fuck is this?
What are you?
Yeah, why are you here? Why did you come over here? Who exactly are you?
Sumimasen, there's no time. Please simply accept this for now.
I don't
just accept something from a rando. Don't do it.
All right, exactly. Phoenix Wright can tell you this does not end well, especially a young woman. Also, like, she's like, no time to tell you my name. Here, take this evidence, I guess.
And no time to take 2 seconds to tell you my name or who I am.
What is it? A report about something written in English. I can't read.
It's Desile Brett's research.
Exclamation point. The English woman's?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
Is it gonna be she's researching poison?
Uh-huh.
This is gonna be another...
Ah, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? Obviously, no.
Nothing whatsoever. I just thought I'd waste your time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm just gonna give this to you and say it's vital evidence to the case.
Sappari wakarimasen. I have no clue. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself because I am a female.
Oh, no, of course not. Because she's not allowed in the courtroom.
Special characteristics of curare, and its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Curare? What is that? I have never heard that word before.
Time Time's up!
Let's do this, Leroy!
The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. There was too little time for me to read it in detail. But I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. I also wrote it in English, so fuck you.
Yeah, he's like, I can't read this!
If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
Oh, I don't know how to do that, but I will look at it.
Or look at it.
This is wonderful, thank you. I'm gonna frame this. A report detailing an unknown poison that Miss Brett had been researching during her time at Yume University.
You called it. Sarabada. Ganbatte kudasai. Will now vanish.
She's...
Kiete shimaimasu. You have
Kazuma's like, thank God.
It's like, well, that uncomfortable moment is over.
This female presence has left me be.
Never again shall a woman come between us. You've had a long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. She's got a very important lunch to get to.
Right. I should probably look at the thing. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Instant paralysis to the entire body and subsequent death even in minute doses. Route of entry. The above mentioned occur when the poison enters the body through a wound such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart.
So that's suggesting it wasn't what he drank, but it was being shot?
I don't know.
Or she stuck her finger in the wound.
Right. Thank you for the follow, fragilities.
Thank you.
Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it is believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic.
Okay, so she numbed him, and then he got the burn, and then the baby shot him.
The baby shot him, yes. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or the patients would die of suffocation. Whoa. Oh, wow.
Okay. This is like more information than we usually get in a single piece of evidence. I ask the prosecution and defense now one last time.
You know what? It would be interesting if she accidentally killed him.
That actually would be quite interesting.
like let's test this out as an anesthetic.
Yeah.
And then he did full paralysis, and then she's like, fuck, he's dead now, so I have to shoot him or something.
Oh my gosh, yes, they were just testing it. No, I think you figured it out. They were testing it, and then she realized, crap, I killed him, so she was like, quickly, what can I do? Can I frame this idiot?
Mm-hmm.
Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court, such as the evidence you're holding there? I presume not, though.
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add and no more females, Your Excellency.
I mean, you asked that question, but she did come in here saying that she had vital evidence, so
That's
like...
literally what she came here.
Everyone here has the memory of a goldfish.
You can. We have a very clear option here.
We have only one option.
We have only one option, and all the other options we're out of.
Yes.
So, if we remove the one option we have,
right,
this is our last chance.
Is it because I feel like because there is a to be continued, like, we have another hour and a half of this case.
Is there nothing more we can do, Mr. Kazuma?
Right. Yeah, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
I knew that already. Fine. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett.
Yes, Your Excellency.
If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
No. I'm gonna leave now.
Okay, that's cool. My
It's
bad.
a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid.
Oh my. Afraid of everything. Burn.
Oh, I did not see.
She said she's gonna decline because it's tea time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it seemed I wasn't clear. I realized it was phrased as a question. However, what I mean is,
Yeah.
stay the fuck here.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you'll find that we do joke a lot. So an hour and a half is going to turn into about 2 hours. Yeah.
I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said it many times before, but literally fuck you guys. The Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. Oh, okay, so this actually, that made sense. I know what was going on in the original language is that everything that he just said before, that was like, would you please grace us with your presence? Like, if you say that in a certain way in polite Japanese, it's completely fucking clear what you mean. You mean, stay here.
Mm-hmm.
You mean, I actually mean it and that's an order, but I'm being polite anyway. So, counsel. What is this new evidence that demands the court's attention?
I think it's this bottle.
It's the bottle.
It's really weird, this bottle.
I like the label. It's pretty.
Yeah, I just thought we should look at it a little longer. See? Let's just look at it.
Carbonated water is like trending right now.
Yeah, it's super hot. And if you look at it this way, you could use it like a spyglass.
What is the defense doing with that bottle?
He's just examining it for options, how I could use it.
Right. Yeah, I've only been like I've been like vaguely following along. I've only watched like the first 2 parts of the Ace Attorney with an Actual Lawyer like playthrough of this because I don't want to get too far ahead of I don't want to get ahead at all of where we're at because I don't want any spoilers whatsoever. Like I don't even want to know. I don't want to know anything. Like literally nothing. Even the vaguest thing that doesn't sound like a spoiler, like I don't want them. Yeah, of course I like them.
So everything she predicts is just based on how well
I know the Ace Attorney and like Ace Attorney series as a whole. Like it just the overarching like we've played every Ace Attorney game and spin-offs except for the Professor Layton and we've only gotten through like probably 2/3 of Spirit of Justice. But like we know the Ace Attorney series very, very well. Yeah. So it's like oh, this is another this. Like I'm trying even not to spoil any of the other games in the series, but it's like this does sound like a you know who thing. Yeah. We're getting there. We just finished the like the Athena case with the noodles. And it's like that's all we know. Past that, don't tell us anything. Like literally nothing. Don't even say if it's good. Miss Giselle Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at UMA University, doing research.
on how to kill people.
Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison? Thank you for the follow, Ben Plays.
What? A poison?
Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel? How in the world is this connected to the case? A toxin known as Your Excellency.
Everyone just it's like when your face goes numb, like after you get a Novocaine injection, it's just it's just everyone's mouth does that when they say this word.
Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Dead.
Objection! What complete and utter nonsense!
You say?
I've never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done. It's not trendy with the old folks like you.
Yeah.
The olds.
What-
It's so last year.
I'm not that old. I still have some of my hair.
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Kuh before. For one very simple reason. Basically nobody had? It doesn't exist in our country. It's a South American thing, you see.
Yeah. It's like once you bring it into our country, it vanishes. It ceases to exist immediately. It doesn't exist. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Correct. Which means nobody killed Dr. Wilson.
He just died.
He just died from non-existent poison.
Uh-huh.
No matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison, but you can study it in our universities.
Yep.
That it exists enough that you can study it, but not enough that you can test for it.
Uh-huh. They got like one small vial from South America. They brought it over on a ship from England or something. And they've been keeping it at this one university. Order, order, order! It's like polio, you know, locked away in a research lab. Council, does this deadly poison truly exist? I can't imagine you have any evidence that it does.
According to this report, authored
That's actually
by
Cosmo.
the visiting research student from England, you know, the one on the stand. I love how he, like, goes through his papers.
He's like, oh.
Like, Phoenix has that, like, very professional,
Tap,
like, looking tap, tap, tap. Miles Edgeworth has his, like, gently holds. But he's, like, rifles through papers.
Where's the stuff? I don't
Where's
know.
the thing?
Where'd I put this entire book?
I know that Apollo has one, too. I just can't remember what it is.
What does he do? I don't remember. Apollo, what do you do?
Apollo, yeah, I can't remember his paper sprite. I know he has one, though. Does he just hold it up? I don't think so. You'll look it up.
Kuh has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. Don't mess with them. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. Ordered it online. 100 years from now.
Right.
And it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with Kuh suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss?
He was still rifling through papers as he was saying it.
I don't even know. Okay, Apollo Justice, stares.
Oh, yeah,
He just stares
he
at
holds
it.
and stares at it.
He-
Okay.
He looks at it while he's talking, so like Phoenix taps the thing, and he's also looking at the courtroom.
Yeah, Miles, like, has it, like, between, like, it holds it from the bottom, and Apollo holds it from the side. Okay. I like his, like, rifling through papers thing, though. It's very him.
Objection.
I don't even want to say that word.
These aspersions are bullshit.
Bitchery!
Bitchery. To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Ben, please, this case is very overly long. Literally, I know, we just don't like the T word.
We're triggered.
Also, like, I believe this is the first time that the first case has gotten 2 breaks, or separated into 3 parts. Got 2 breaks. Like, that's never happened before.
Yeah, they're dragging it out.
Yeah. Like, even with the first case of Trials and Tribulations, which was arguably the most important first case, it was only 2 parts. So this one, I mean, it better be important. This is fucking long. Dual Destiny's first case was long, was it? What was Dual Destiny's first case?
Was it about space?
That one was only 2 parts, though, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the one where what's-his-nose got killed. Turnabout Countdown, yeah. I think it was only 2 parts, though.
Oh, that's right! Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
T-Chef! Holy shit, you are 1 month away from a Twitch baby. That's really great.
Yay!
Thank you for 7-month streak. That's so awesome. Thank you, T-Chef, so much. You are the hero of keeping me hydrated.
Thank you, Tisha.
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. Thank you, T-Chef. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain.
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
Yes, speaking of hydration.
What do you mean, the other way around? Are you gonna Gyakten again?
Are you gonna Gyakten this Saibon?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress
is exactly what is
evidence that Ku was used. Explain yourself, counsel. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis.
He's in the background like, is that right?
Thank goodness they're not making you, like, point out the page in the book where it says this thing.
Right, he's like rifling through his papers like, oh my god, I fucking missed that. My boyfriend is so smart, what the shit?
You're not even looking at the book, honey.
Yeah, that's not the book. No, it is, I just tore the pages out of it. Why did you do that?
You tampered with evidence.
I needed an easier way to rifle through it.
Ryukun, we talked about this.
Did we?
Of course you wouldn't remember. In other words, I love you. Afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all.
How terrible.
Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed.
But I don't follow, Kazuma. Of course you don't.
Of course you don't.
That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move.
Then they'd suffocate to death.
But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Respiration? It says in the book! We read it!
Uh-huh.
We read it in the book! It was in the book that we read!
He tore that page out and flew it off
He
somewhere.
really just straight up can't read. He read it and he's like, yeah, those are words. Words. There certainly are words on this paper. Kazuma's like, oh my god.
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
Right? No, our opinion exactly. Like, Yunosuke is literally, if he were more muscular, he would be a himbo.
And Kazuma's into that.
Right. Look, Phoenix is, okay, what Phoenix is compared to Ryunosuke is Phoenix is, he doesn't have book smarts, but he is like, he has good instincts.
He has smarts. He has some smarts. They're different kind of smarts. But
Right. He has good instincts, and it just like, he's like, I know something in the depths of my soul. I just can't explain it or understand it. And then it takes him a while to kind of like get like, when like those old fucking like steam trains would start going, they go choo, and then eventually, like, once he's like starts connecting those dots, he's like, oh shit, yes, suddenly I'm hyper competent. And then so he starts like putting things together and all snowballs from there.
But Myraru, only Miles.
Miles, we call him Myraru.
Teasing him all the time.
Yes.
But Miles only sees that train when it's hit chug 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 chug. He's like, where did this train come from?
Right, it's exactly.
What on earth?
Yeah, so like that's why the prosecutors always like corner him super easy in the beginning, but then like by the end he's all like bam 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 bam, evidence in your face, cuz like suddenly he's put all these things together. So like he has that like he has good instincts, but like it takes it a while for his brain to catch up to it. Ryunosuke just doesn't have a brain. All he has is evidence to throw.
He throws it and hopes that Kazuma will say something intelligent about it.
You know what? The thing is okay. Okay, he has not made a point for himself yet, but the thing is that I pointed this out last time. You weren't here last time, but I did point it out. Not a single piece of evidence is evidence that suggests he did it at all. Like, there is no evidence pointing to him as the only person who could have done it. Like, the murder weapon isn't even here. We don't have fingerprints. There's no ballistics because this is back in time. There's a reason that they're not there. And, like, all we have is a bunch of people saying, like, yeah, he was holding a gun in the general vicinity of the guy. And it's like, but, like, none of the evidence is, like, here's a photo that proves he got shot. Here's a business card, you know, that has a restaurant, you know, the layout of the restaurant on it. Here's a picture of a steak. Here's a medical report card, I guess. Here's a purse, a water bottle. And, like, it's like, none of this stuff is shit that says that he did it. And so, like, I understand that, like, a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the other Ace Attorneys, it's just, like, you have to prove that someone else did it, like, because that's just, you know, the way Ace Attorney goes. But, like, at least most of them are like, here's the damning evidence that says that you're the culprit. But, like, he's got nothing. Like, they've got nothing. They're just like, yeah, you're going to prison because you happen to be standing near the guy, I guess. And, like, you were holding a gun. Which, I mean, to be fair, it is really dumb. Why would you pick up a gun? But, like, you know.
If you're him.
Anyway.
You'll just pick up a gun.
Mm-hmm.
That's hideous. You creep me out there.
Right. You're hideous. How dare you?
I'm not hideous. I still have some hair.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly poison. Everyone's just creeped out.
Right.
And you're suggesting that this bottle council that we all have been holding and passing around actually contains this terrifying poison.
Objection! Objection! This is all very convenient, isn't it?
Why don't you drink from it?
Why don't you drink from it? Hitherto unknown poison, for which there is no means of testing? What a happy tale for the defense!
Yeah, also the fact that there's no other corroborating evidence that says I did it. If I may.
All these facts. You think you're so clever? You must be—
Shut up! It is you who must be taught.
Boom!
Obviously you don't know how to fucking read.
Of course. Dear lady.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, isn't it? I'm really racist. What? You steal another's honest, hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, then you take credit for killing him. Like, what do you want?
The feeling is mutual. You're a loathsome act.
Right. You could call... I'll call you a loathsome act any day. Whatever do you mean?
Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime.
He was holding a gun.
You have no evidence that had anything to do with anything, and he's dumb. But anyway, that really is a loathsome act, wouldn't you agree?
Objection. Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Nippon is breaking the rules.
What rules?
The rules of the court.
What's so funny? Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
Which Ace Attorney would I rather see Luca Jin play next? This or Ace Attorney? Ooh, I want to see her. She already played Apollo Justice. I would kind of rather see her play through Dual Destinies and then Spirit of Justice and then go back to this. Even though I do like this a lot, I would rather see her go through the main storyline and then come back to Great Ace Attorney. May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him with it.
Borrow the bottle of a poison? Sure.
I actually fell super behind on her her Ace Attorney Investigations 2 playthrough. I really need to catch up. But I've played the game. We've actually played it together. We actually played it together in Japanese.
Mm-hmm. We went hardcore.
That was fun. That was actually super fun. We had a good time. I mean, we didn't record it, but we played it together in Japanese. It was really difficult because you had to translate all of it.
Yep. It took the first game took us about 25 hours to play in English.
Yeah.
The second game took us 100 hours to play in Japanese because, yes, I had to translate everything and all the legal terms I didn't know I had to look up.
Yeah, so, like, everyone who played it in English really enjoyed, like, Logic Chess and what
I
a
had
cool...
to play Logic Chess in Japanese.
Right, how cool, what a cool, fresh, new mechanic it brought to the game. But playing it in Japanese when you had a very limited time to translate everything was real difficult. So every time Logic Chess came up, we're like, oh no, oh god, Logic Chess! No! Also, hi, Clav.
Hi. Also, she's dissing island people, and she's from England.
Right. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys, where England is probably smaller than Japan?
Yeah, what?
Like, in terms of the size of an island? Like,
Okay.
are you serious? I mean, at least lengthwise, Japan is bigger.
Who are you calling an island boy? Island girl?
Right. This is still extremely chaotic, yes.
What the fuck, island lady?
Right. England is also an island. Aren't we all living on an island? To an Englishwoman such as myself, the only island that exists is Japan, I guess. This whole affair is, I don't know what that word is, comedy. Farcical comedy. Oh, I see. I also can't English, as you can see, Clav.
I still, like, really want to believe in the crazy theory that she is actually a Japanese person pretending to be a super racist English person and hiding behind, like, a mask and wig for some kind of nefarious purpose, because I kind of like that better than she's just a weird racist
What if she's
weirdo.
actually French?
Oh, dun, dun, dun. She's French and she's trying to blame it on the English.
She's an American! Your little police games, these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. Yeah, I've never heard it before, but like hearing it out loud, it makes sense. It's farce, you know, turned into a verb, or not a verb, an adjective. Bleh. Exclamation point! Exclamation point! But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end.
It's whatever.
Cheers.
What the? Don't. What?
Wait, what are you doing? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for the shabby affair. I actually really enjoyed Save Data Team's like first couple because when they're being annoyed at Ryunosuke being dumb, they call him Ryan.
Ryan?
Because they were making a joke about how, like, I think it was IGN or something like that, did like a video review of this game. Mm-hmm. And they called Ryunosuke Rhinosuke or something like that.
Rhinosuke.
So, yeah.
Rhinosuke and Naruto are gonna be having an adventure now.
Clev, it is dramatic for her to drink because we were just trying to prove that the bottle had poison in it.
She's still standing.
Right. Goodness. Whatever is the matter, you all look quite stunned.
So, no the bottle was clean? Is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you all for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue, most kind.
Edgeworth noises.
Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
I want to know what a bad Monokuma sounds like. Yes, Miss Brett.
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Yes, milady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
Son of a bitch!
This doesn't make sense.
It was in the steak, you idiot!
There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how did she?
Or she had a tranquilizer gun under the table.
She had a little blow dart in her purse. She had a blow dart under her hat.
Right.
Under her swan hat.
How did she swallow the whole glass and live to tell the tale?
I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? The poison can't exist anywhere else but bottles.
Apparently this poison can't exist in Japan. So.
Right, it absolutely vanished the moment it crossed the border for some reason, because it doesn't exist here. But there can't have been, otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Maybe it expired. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water contains no poison, probably.
Because she didn't die.
She did not.
Was the steak.
She doesn't die. Well, the thing is, like,
is there something in the book that suggests?
So my question is, which? So okay, the bottle, yes. Okay, so the bottle doesn't contain any poison. However, the two theories I have is it's either in the glass, not the glass that she's using, obviously, but the glass that he was using, or in the steak, because obviously the steak was at his part of the table, and it says it has to be ingested into a wound, and he got a tooth pulled that day. If he was trying to chew a steak like a fucking idiot, like he shouldn't have been, it would have gone right into the wound and then, like, poisoned him and killed him. So,
bam!
As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle.
Nani? Naze, ryuken?
Isn't it obvious? If there's poison in there, she'd be dead by now. She's not?
I'd like her to be dead by now.
Right.
But
Wouldn't that be just convenient for all of us?
sometimes your unadulterated naivete really astounds me.
Yeah,
You
it's
could,
really sexy.
astound me with that naivete later.
God, it's hot.
But sometimes it's in need of a good staining. Until it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world now. I super regret.
Excuse you? I'm sure that you're not in the courtroom, Kazuma.
Should have screened that.
Is that what this color is supposed to represent?
That was a guileless ending to a promising line of inquiry. Counsel.
Really? Really? Fuck you! Alright.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait. Maybe it only worked for him because he had a wound in his mouth.
Oh, because he had a wound in it. Oh, because she wasn't wounded.
Yeah, I get it, because it says in the thing that it has to enter through like a wound of some kind.
Okay, that was the actual first challenge.
Yeah, enters the body through a wound such as yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm so dumb. I just realized the thing. I was thinking about it when talking about the steak, and then I'll definitely poke at it. But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have killed over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke, we have all the clues now. Yeah, the bottle of water contains poison. The culprit did put poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. I'm really comfortable with this specific position, the one where I'm bending over the table.
The defense likes this position.
This position, yes. Ask Kazuma, I really like the position in which I am bent over the table.
He really likes the position. Majikayo, you're serious?
Objection. I look forward to finding out what my other voice sounds like.
Could you turn on the fan? It's really hot in here.
Let's turn on the fan. Those two are making it hot in here.
Right. Yeah, thank you, sweetie pie.
Fool! Are you blind, or do you not have eyes with which you can see?
I am dumb, but I'm not blind.
There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw...
Miss Brett drinking the water from it? That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that constipation can be explained.
Is this actually his first point? Because Kazuma is acting like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe he's actually being a smarty?
I'm saying the DVDs say, screensaver, like, brain cells are finally intersecting again.
How exactly?
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be.
Very well, if the defense truly intends to assert this claim.
Exclamation point!
Then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
The medical report card, kind of. Okay, either I'm gonna get a mark here because I could do this.
I think you're right to do the medical report card because it's too obvious to just do the book at this point.
Yeah, I mean I could do the if I get penalized here, then it's the book. But if not, then it's
yes. It seems the defense, or should I say, the wretched accused.
Exclamation point?
Oh.
Yeah, fuck off.
I thought it was a smarter answer, though.
Shut up.
I think that was smarter.
Alright, whatever.
You're making this complication more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck off,
Just
Kazuma.
give him the book. If the defense, the
blah,
wretched accused,
blah. Exclamation point. Yeah.
Fine, it's just
fuck
the book.
off. Yes. I'm just gonna repeatedly show you this book for a little while. I presented the medical report card because I was trying to explain that he was wounded and she wasn't, but they wanted the fucking book. Which is stupid. Look,
Basic.
it's dumb. Look, I'm trying to skip ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just wants to slowly guide us through the hand, by the hand through the logic chain. It's like, I want to tell you what the thing is.
We figured it out, okay?
God, I would, like, if I were running this courtroom, this fucking shit would be over so much faster.
Mm-hmm.
The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
That's not a valid explanation.
Okay, what if I pair it with this medical report card? No.
After all, we don't speak English! That report is utter gibberish! It's meaningless cockatooey! This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency! No English spoken here!
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Sato-san's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. We can't have complete evidence like this.
Yeah, this is too much.
TLDR. You will direct us to the pertinent section, Counsel.
Oh my god.
I knew they would do this.
Fucking.
We should probably check the court record to make sure.
These special characteristics, but
We're low on health.
yeah,
so.
I know. Special characteristics.
Yes,
Right of
it is
entry.
special. Good memory.
We've been hearing a lot about the poison, and it's left me curious about something.
Oh, Counsel?
Am I really heterosexual?
You've been curious about that for a while.
Yeah, I'm curious about a lot of things. I would like to explore my sexuality a little bit more, but additionally, it sounds through it as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years
I'd like to hunt you.
to lace the heads of arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. She shot him with an arrow, obviously.
So we've been led to believe, yes?
Oh, I also screwed that up too. Don't worry. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. She ate him alive!
Munch. Get to the point, please.
But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were gonna eat?
Yes. Good point. You made a point.
So
Amazing.
surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because they'd be eating poison.
That was like a really smart thought from him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Wow.
They had like those like DVD screensaver brain cells like quantum like hit together and just made a quantum explosion and galaxy brained him all of a sudden.
Wow. Good gracious, Counsel, you have more than 2 brain cells.
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here.
Somewhere.
Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense.
Hopefully nobody bit their tongue before they ate any of the stuff that they shot. That just seems like a bad idea. Is this Ryunosuke's first actual point? This is like his second point, but this is like his smartest one. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Kuroda enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever.
What?
Miss Brett? You authored this research. You know Kuroda's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling little...
I'll get you and your little dog, too.
Excuse me?
Rapscallion. That's fancy. Well, Dukin, it turns out you do
It turns out that Swan is alive.
Yeah, I missed that. It is. It's living. It's been alive this whole time.
Yeah.
She's chilling. She paralyzed the swan.
That Swan just woke up and is like, what the fuck?
Where the fuck am I and where's my lake?
Right.
Whoa. You're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Turns out being an absolute fucking dipshit is the way to be the best defense attorney in the land. If only that would carry down through your ancestry. Really? Me?
I mean, I thought that you would be an absolute shit terrible lawyer, and you managed to make a single point or two. So
A lawyer?
my bar was in the ground.
Right, and you raised my bar to the ground.
All this poison talk is fascinating, I am sure. But I fail to see how it...
So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book or something.
He's my toy to play with.
Right.
Hands off. Whoa, sure, Swan is mad.
Yeah, her Swan's
Like,
fucking pissed.
That's that swan. I want to see that swan fly off with her hat now.
Right. Also, her calling him a puppy.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. You're much better as a dumbass.
I kind of agree.
Even your boyfriend agrees. It only makes you look silly.
You're the one with the swan hat.
What are you trying to say? My boyfriend thinks that me being smart makes me look handsome, right? I'm a handsome little puppy.
I plead the fifth.
Call me a handsome little puppy.
You're a handsome little puppy.
I'm a handsome little cut. Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish?
You are in a uniform.
True.
Flaw? How dare you say that he has flaws? He's perfectly stupid.
Even your tiny, minuscule, microscopic little fucking brain has managed to deduce is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus.
It just sucks.
It's... Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
Great. We didn't follow it either.
I assume it is a word, because they do use it, but...
We learned one other word in this game for the first time ever. Do you remember that? We looked up a word.
Yeah, we sure did.
I'll have to look at my history.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we learned a word! Whatever that word was, what a word!
We may never need to use it again.
Right, we probably never will.
No, it was some kind of, I don't know, it was like frime or something. It was like, what even is this?
Yeah.
Right? I'll figure it out. And you can keep going.
Yeah. So if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, it's very harmful when sober. The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? You're fucking...
That's right. Good gracious.
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
It was prize.
Yeah, it was pry.
P-R-I-S-E. Use force in order to move.
Yeah, it's like prise open a door.
I tried to prise Joe's fingers away from the stick. Totally sounds like
Yeah.
something Miles would say, though.
Yeah.
I tried to prise him from the evidence.
Yeah.
Order in the court. We're almost getting to the point. The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drink the same poison, they would be affected in the same way.
I have to present the evidence that I was going to present the first time that would have cut the trial length in half, probably.
Are you trying to suggest we might actually finish this trial?
Suckus is just a fancy word for juice.
Suckus is just a fancy word for juice, just so you know.
Right.
This Kuar poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
That's right. Surely even a cockroach like you could understand that even something even as simple as that. That even isn't even in there, I added it.
Ooh, is he noticing something?
What is this welling up inside me?
Ooh, is this
Why is it I was like, why is it zooming in on her tits?
This is like a little bit questionable. And
Right.
It's the swan. He's attracted to this one.
I suddenly have a deep attraction to birds. I've never felt like this before.
That also...
Kazuma's like, his heart
Kazuma's
breaks
like,
right now and he doesn't know
"What?
why.
I've never felt like this before.
Sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. I'm gonna fall into a fucking frenzy. I'm gonna beat the shit out of her.
Ooh.
And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
He just discovered his top energy.
Right? Right? It's like, I'm a switch now, bitches.
I've waited for this day.
Yes. Finally, I can get railed by someone instead of doing the railing. This is the best. Ooh, it's his first objection. I don't think so, Mr. Zalbrett. How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both of you both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Exclamation point. It's almost like I presented this evidence before.
Counsel, I don't need to remind you, you've got to present some evidence. As we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the
Maybe it's this thing that I presented before, but you wouldn't let me do. You fucking idiot. Miss Brett. As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. We're gonna retread this ground about 1,000,000 times. She also drank the same poison as the professor. And she's alive, and he isn't. And, you know, as we're talking about this, they did drink from separate glasses.
So which one is dead?
But it was the same water. One of them is dead. It was the doctor, the victim, the one that's dead.
That I can't.
But
object
she's
to that.
alive. She's alive, and she's right over there.
She is alive, and
Right.
he is dead.
Right, and it came from the same bottle. It's both water, and they drank it, and then she... However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners, which
Judge is
I'm
falling asleep.
pointing out right now.
A fatal difference?
A fatal difference.
Exclamation.
Attack and infestive are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound, something that we both know, and this is somehow related to the reason why they are both, you know, they both drink the same water, but yet one is alive and the other is dead. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking is completely harmless. You know, thus, you know, connecting to why she is alive and then the other is dead. Even though they drank the same water.
But did they drink the same water, though?
What if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Then one of them would be dead and the other would be alive. Even though they both drank the same water.
Inside
Yeah.
the mouth? There was a wound inside the mouth that meant that one of them drank the poison and died, and the other one drank the same water with the poison and didn't die.
Now you're on my page. Yes, like the wounds you might have. If you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. You fucking idiot. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this.
The knowledge that you would drink the same water and one of you would die and the other would live.
And the knowledge that he had a dental appointment with his dentist to get a tooth extracted.
Yeah, it's almost like you presented this evidence like 30 minutes ago. Incredible. I love Ace Attorney.
Oh.
Is she
She cracking? She cracking?
laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. We both drink the same water. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so
Puerile.
puerile. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. Wouldn't know. I've never played Danganronpa.
Oh!
You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. Are you fucking serious? Are you gonna
What?
steal that?
What the?
Ben plays? No. I actually have no desire to play Danganronpa. For several reasons, but I'm not gonna go into them. It's just not my, it's not my kind of game, and I know that's hilarious because we're playing Ace Attorney right now, but, there's a difference in the way that it's presented that, it's just not my style. No! So, by default, Ace Attorney's better. Because I like it better because I haven't played the other one. I mean, it could just slip.
You're just like literally threatening to destroy the evidence in front of the judge.
I think what she's suggesting is that she fucking break it and then stab him with it.
Yeah.
You. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
Which she literally did in front of everyone.
No! What? Hang on, but like, I don't think we really even need that evidence.
Officer, what are you waiting for? Lock her the fuck up.
Yeah, it's really just the way that it's presented, and it's for no other reason. And honestly, it's just like, I don't have any judgment for people who like it. I'm totally for, people playing it and enjoying it, and I have joy for people who do play it and enjoy it. It's just not my thing. Like, yeah, that's really the long and short of it.
Collect as much of the water from that broken puddle as possible. Just get down on your knees.
No, don't do that.
And lick it up. You're not wounded, are you?
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
What in the world?
Well, okay. The thing is, I really don't think we need that evidence. Like, we don't really need to prove that the poison was there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've already proved that it could have been there, and that, like, we don't actually, like, can I go?
Yeah.
Like, we've proved that someone else could have done that. Can I go now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, also, you can be arrested for destroying evidence.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
They figured out that the thing that they need to have in the law.
How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy.
Ooh la la. I think he's into it.
Right. He's like, I want to see them thump the bench together. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle or not.
So what were they gonna do? Find someone with a wound and test it to see if they died?
Well, here's the thing. It should be on, like, the sides of the bottle, right? Because it says
Yeah.
in the court record, if I recall, that it's like, it only takes a little bit. Even in minute doses.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you like, cut your hand on the glass of the bottle, like, you could become paralyzed.
Like, maybe the waiter guy's gonna die from the poison. Like,
Right.
you.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh,
Yeah, well,
don't
yeah.
even get us started on that.
Oh, no, we already had the rant about perjury. They only, like, Ace Attorney has only mentioned perjury one other time in the entire series. So, like, they mention perjury, they don't do shit about it. She destroys evidence. We're just gonna pretend like it never happened. I mean, to be fair,
Of course, of course.
And-
You're referring to this photographic print.
Lana and Iris both went to prison in the series for tampering with evidence and or the crime scene. So like that was a thing that they do consistently follow up on that. But she also is still gonna go to prison for destroying evidence. That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, doesn't it make you laugh? What the hell is on his head? It's clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. What?
Eh?
What?
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 What? What?
So of course the only person who could have shot him was from the front. From the front is the little schoolboy.
Okay.
Wait a minute!
Well, that's the very first time that anyone has ever tried to actually pin something on his boy. No! How dare you! Not on my boy. You killed the victim that day using good art.
Okay, but like, how the fuck did he burn his hand?
Yeah.
Why? And also, why was he turned away from you if you were having a conversation?
Yeah, what? And then, in order to frame Naruto Inosuke for the crime, you made him pick up a gun. You just left a gun laying around. You knew that he'd be dumb enough to pick it up.
Right. You looked at this man and you're like, this man has no fucking brains in there, and he's gonna pick up this gun if he looks at it.
That's
He's gonna be like,
actually-
whoa, what a gun! It's a gun, guys!
There's no other canonical explanation for this. Like, she actually just thought he was that dumb.
Right?
There's a guy that if you throw a gun down in front of him, he's gonna lean down
Well,
and pick it up.
to be fair, she was sitting there and he came over and introduced himself to the professor. And she looked at this guy and she's like, this guy's a fucking moron. And if I throw a gun on the ground, he's gonna pick it up.
Before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun.
The one that you keep under your skirt.
Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. He's young? Exclamation point!
Definitely a man.
A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Neither does anyone else. Can I go? No one has any evidence that I did it. Please just let me go. I am so fucking tired. Just let me out of this courtroom.
Exactly. I mean, no, not what he said at all. Keep him and lock him away. You have nothing to support your wild claims, so the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused! Naruto Inosuke.
Ugh. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening?
This doesn't happen every time.
I was gonna say you know this courtroom, but you don't.
You don't
Oh, we know this courtroom, though. We had her But now, is she really gonna get away with it?
Is there nothing we can do?
Kazuma, is there nothing we can do?
We're all out of options except the one option we have.
Yeah. The way that she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
The inspector dude has just been like standing there in shock like the whole time.
He's paralyzed.
Yes! He's paralyzed and he's gonna die!
That's fucking funny. That would be fucking hilarious if, like, when she
really
dropped
would
it,
be.
it, like,
It was,
cut
like,
his
splash
ankle or
and-
something and he's paralyzed.
Well, he had a wound in his ankle all this time. Dear Ken.
It could be on your end. Try refreshing. But we have had some weird internet things, but my bitrate looks good, so I don't know. It's probably on your end. Try refreshing. Yes?
We've come this far, but now
It doesn't even matter.
we tried so hard. Lose it all, or
We had to fall to lose it all.
we had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, you're the only one who can finish it. You're the only one who can finish me off.
Right. What? What do you mean?
That top energy you discovered.
Right.
We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now,
You want me to... Top?
yes. The clues to what to do next are in your head.
But like, that's not the body part that I expected him to say when he grabbed his sword like that. They must be in your head. Your head, like the top head, the one
The
that's
other
on
head.
your shoulders, the one that's connected to your shoulders by your neck. That head. In my head?
What's in your head? In your head. You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend upon, and I guess that didn't include me.
Yeah.
Didn't depend on me, huh?
Also, my powers of observation have been completely goddamn fucking useless.
Yeah, actually,
This
what?
entire time.
We never came back to that. Okay,
Right.
maybe he's setting him up to actually freaking use
Well,
it.
yes, that's true, but what I need to do is that Apollo Justice, like,
Dun, dun.
yeah.
Ooh, the bracelet.
But I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan in her head.
You didn't. You missed that.
What?
You missed that this woman was a foreigner and a woman and had a swan. Think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day.
The scene? Like,
The scene that we'll be getting into together.
right, yeah. I was
Now
gonna
that
say,
you
are we
have-
setting up a scene right now?
Now that you're switching, yes, we are.
Right. You have your sword.
And you have your head. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
Why are you trying to turn me on right now? Exclamation mark. That's the sound my boner makes. What I saw?
I'm now going to associate him
What
getting
I
turned
felt?
on with that
Exclamation
the
mark.
the thing in Snake. What's the game series with the box when
It's
there's
fucking Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Right.
Then the like da 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 music.
Yeah.
What I saw was that delicious steak.
Every color. Is Kazuma right?
I'm always right, except for the guy who eventually will be right.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm Kazuma.
Yes.
What the fuck are you talking about? Who's right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the scene in my head, could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer?
There's nothing. There's nothing at
No,
all.
there's nothing suspicious here. It's
a waste of our
it's
time.
ketchup. There's a clue. There's ketchup on this plate. Actually, Kazuma, think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another
Clue.
a clue.
Keep talking, babe. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Duke?
Yeah, for example, today I kept his dildo.
Come on then, let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence.
All right, I can't wait. Put it in. Wait.
The bench is like, ho, stop slamming me so hard.
Right. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories. Whatever it is that could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this.
The truth.
It's here somewhere. Somewhere!
The stake murdered him.
The clue that shows who's Dr. Wilson's killer must have been, is this fork!
It was the fork! The fork did it!
It's this blurry gunshot! It's this bottle that is now destroyed!
You okay?
It's literally obviously this ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the court record, sorry.
Take that!
Is that our first take that?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, hey.
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this! Yes? What is it? I was paralyzed for a moment. I deeply apologize. He's still miles away. Miles?
Miles?
Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance,
The steak?
the plate of the steak that you took to the victim's table that day?
I just took the steak.
Did you take?
And
You took
I
the-
ate it.
Yeah, I took the steak and I put it in a plastic baggie. It's quite rancid by now. That's what that smell is. Man, I
That's
knew
the smell I remember.
I knew that this courtroom smelled rank.
Objection! Oh, wait a minute. Where are you?
Where are you going with this little boy? To the restroom. It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? There's room up there in your stupid little head for memories?
He remembers me.
I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And saw that on the wooden base of the plate that steak was served on was a splattering of blood.
What? What?
Eh?
Honey?
Oh, really? And what of it? It's obviously not related to this case.
Can you prove that that was related to the case?
It's obviously just ketchup.
It's ketchup, she says. What is ketchup?
Obviously that must have happened when you shot the professor.
Oh!
No, it didn't, because there was no exit wound. No, that can't be the case, because there was no exit wound. Take a good look at this photograph and laugh. And the relative position of everything here. I have a very keen mind for good positions.
Mm-hmm.
The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him.
Well, okay, hold it a moment. He's remembering there was blood on this plate, but the photograph of the steak doesn't show any blood. So the only way that we could actually prove this is if the inspector has the plate and it's stained.
Right, and like, this is supposedly like a
Didn't
black
show in
and
the photo.
like it's like a black and white photograph, but like the color of blood is dark enough that it would show up still even in a black and white
Yeah.
photograph. It doesn't make that much sense.
Ah!
Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. someone was just bleeding all over the place. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Desirable. You as you were.
I beg your pardon.
Objection. This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to remember something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it!
Ooh. Miss. Oh, sorry. This. I was doing my impression. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Sorry. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate in interests of preserving the evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it meat and all! No, you gotta... I took it meat and all.
Meat and all!
I take meat on a regular basis. And I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it.
They've called me far worse things for taking meat.
Right. Sorry, I keep accidentally opening the court record while laughing. You did what? I took the steak you've been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating.
And I ate it and it was delicious.
I took the steak that the student had been eating. I took everyone's steak from the whole restaurant. I took all of it. Everyone's steaks.
Then I went to the university and I took their steaks.
And then I went back to the police academy and I took their steaks.
Now I'm headed off to England to take all of their steaks.
No one has lunch or dinner on my watch. They call me the Steak Bandit. And once they invent ground beef, I will become the Hamburglar.
That's the true origin story of Daegyakten Saibon.
He's the hamburger. I did it all in the name of justice! Apollo Justice, who won't be born for another several hundred years.
I did it all in the name of love. I did it all in the name of delicious steaks.
Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now! I have to examine that meat!
Show me your meat. Inspector, the court wishes to examine the meat. Boy. Oh, there's still fucking steak on the plate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying!
Oh.
You have the ribs and fucking steak on the plate still!
There's steak on the plate.
Sorry for the delay.
I can smell it from here.
Oh god, it smells bad. Here is what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't. Isn't there? There isn't, right?
Inspector, the blood, man! Show the court, man!
Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure.
Time to rotate some evidence.
There is no fucking... She cleaned it up, obviously. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible!
That's one disgusting steak.
I know, I saw it. I'm sure of it. I was right there on the table. It was right there on the table behind the professor. I was on the table for some reason. There was blood on the side of his plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. What the fuck? Ugh.
I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. I really want to go home and eat some steak.
I really have to pee. Could we wrap this up, please?
I'm gonna have to pee in this bottle if we don't.
Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at a courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over.
Aha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. A steak is meant to be eaten the day it's put on the plate.
God, it stinks.
If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Rotate that evidence.
Was it a plate I saw or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost.
She swapped the steak plates. You can check the steak.
Right,
It's not gonna have the. Where's which? Okay.
God, the steak is so rancid.
Ew, gross. Where's the?
What the fuck? What is that?
Yukon is coughing up a storm from smelling what's under the steak.
Is it the wrong steak?
There's a secret.
That's the wrong
entryway.
steak! I bet you it's the wrong steak.
What?
They fucking switched steaks. With the sergeant. He said he took the sergeant steak too.
Okay.
This is the fucking steak. This is the wrong steak! Give me the right steak!
This is the steak that opens a portal
she must have been the one to switch the steaks.
Totally.
And she's like, ha 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 ha, I switched the steaks and you see there's no blood on the steak. And then you're like, let me see the sergeant's steak. And it's like, oh, there's blood.
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, oh, the sergeant did it.
The sergeant shot the man.
He shot the man.
He killed him dead.
What in the world is this?
It's an absolutely disgusting piece of meat. I think it's a coupon coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoy era, I believe.
Yeah, that seems totally irrelevant to this case. We've never heard anything about it.
Never.
No, I didn't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? That would make the steak taste really bad.
I personally like my steak to the side of coin.
Right. I mean, I have heard of gold-crusted steaks, but eating a steak with just a whole gold coin? That seems a little... Wait, did you say it was a Hoy coin?
Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable if it weren't for the meat juices.
That's really gross. Why? I'm just gonna stick this underneath my steak and hope that the juices don't fuck it up. This isn't the first time today there's been talk of a Hoya coin.
I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion in bouillon. They had to really try for that one.
Yeah. I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means...
I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this
thick cut of meat.
Such a thick cut.
Such a cut.
Oh, like my cutlet.
Yeah, you're the precious coin underneath your own thick cut of... Wait.
It's from the Hoei era, too. That would make it really quite valuable.
It's well marinated in the juices as well. Look, just like I usually... Wait.
What are you thinking of marinating in some juices later?
Maybe.
Or eating it?
I mean, I might have no choice if I go to prison.
You gonna eat my meat?
No. But next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's gonna be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize.
You can lift my meat anytime.
The prize underneath my meat is...
My balls.
My balls. You can eat that. Here's something to suck on.
We're just getting a zoom in on this fucking gross steak as they flirt with each other.
It's so... This steak is gonna be incredibly stinky and rancid.
I think you might have the wrong end of the steak about this, Nunosuke.
Koban coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. It was a prize.
It was a prize for lifting up the steak.
Yeah, they had a steak lottery.
Whoever finds the golden ticket under the steak gets
Right.
to go to the chocolate factory.
It's such a fucking shame that he didn't finish his steak, or else he would have known that he would have hit it big with this coin. This is so funny. I'm sorry. This is so fucking.
You can. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel.
Huh?
Never stop believing in
Don't
yourself.
stop believing.
Keep looking forward, no matter what.
Should I hold on to that feeling though?
I'm trying to say something that I believe someone named Mia Fey will say
Right.
much later.
You.
Smile while you're at it. That's
Right. It's like you can't. The only time that a lawyer can, lawyer can't stop smiling until it's over or something like that. Believe in myself? Really? Have you met me? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself.
Well, yeah, perhaps you should do that again.
Yeah, maybe you should do that 5 minutes ago.
Well, the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way. Not any way whatsoever. So I presume any further examination of this stinking rancid steak will be...
Please get it out of the courtroom, actually.
Please.
I would rather this be literally anywhere else.
I'm going to use this bottle of rubbing alcohol next to me and just spray everything. Does the defense have any objection to me spraying literally everything with this alcohol?
God, it stinks. That bloodstain was gonna clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak really reveal any other clues at all? There's another clue!
There's another clue!
Your Excellency, please wait! This plate of beef is really hiding another clue!
Your plate of beef hiding...
This beef plate... You mean me? No, your beef steak. This is a beef plate.
You're into plates now?
No, I'm looking underneath the meat on this plate.
You're curious again.
Well, I'm always curious. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak.
I think it's a perfectly healthy fascination.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? This man is obviously too gay to function. I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
We're talking about reasonable doubt now? There's been reasonable doubt all the way down in this fucking case. Are you kidding me?
It just occurred to me now to look out for that reasonable doubt.
Yeah, the reasonable doubt should be the fact that there's no evidence against me. Can I go home, please?
We would all like to go home.
I would really like to go home. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, isn't it?
Damn.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I do like this position a lot. Oh wait, you were talking about the judge. Okay. Thank you, Tisha. I was actually getting a bit thirsty.
For the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you're alluding, but don't show your meat.
Thank you for making sure we stay hydrated. Obviously on the steak.
Under the frickin' steak. Whoop. Do we
Yeah, we're going to do
go
the. Yeah,
through
hello.
this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to flirt with you again.
Yeah,
while
let's
we
just flirt a little bit.
flip up this
Yep.
piece of meat. You
I'll
really
do
lift
big stretchy
my
stretch
meat.
for you, Tisha.
Meat and juices.
Well, I'm pressing all these buttons. Oh my god. Why did you have to flirt for so long?
Somebody missed the code to make us not have to go through that again.
Right. Present. Got it!
Good. gracious, they got the golden ticket to the chocolate factory.
You're right. It was underneath his steak all along. It's really a shame that Dr. Wilson didn't get to finish it.
I wanted to go to that factory.
Ah! A koban?
What on earth? Ahoy, Arrow 1 at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
I lose coins underneath my meat all the time.
What a ridiculous question. How should I know? So either you're a thief or a murderer, and we're gonna get you for one of those. I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it.
That makes two of us. But I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat. That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen when
They just had a rare coin in the kitchen and they're just
rare
like,
coin.
oh no, I dropped it on this steak plate and I'm just gonna thunk the steak over it.
Whoopsie-daisy. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. What do you think, Ryokun?
Mm-hmm.
If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now.
Right. He's right. It can't be a coincidence.
No kidding.
Your Excellency.
Yes, Counsel. I was trying to hydrate.
Right. A rare Hoy Koban just happens to be underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now! I'm not even an actual lawyer!
You're not even an actual lawyer! Don't want to stop you. No one invited you anyway. You're a loser.
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it's you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. Why do we have to talk to the old guy? We can oh my god, I'm already ahead of this. Just
Do we really have to talk to him again?
no, all you have to do is ask the other guy. Ask Hosanaga or whatever the fuck his name is. The Keibuho. Ask him for the other steak.
Give us the other frickin'
Give us the other steak and then be like, obviously these got switched around somehow.
Give it to us. Give us the meat.
It would cut this trial time in half. Please. Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is...
me!
It's me!
I own
it's
that
you!
Koban. I want to go to the
It's
chocolate
this
factory.
lady! Obviously, it's this old fart.
Take that!
Oh, I'm sure I am. Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and the owner of Rasute, Kiryu Korokutasan. Korekutasan. Kiri, as in Mr. Cucumber or something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Because cutie is actually cucumber in Japanese.
Right.
Hi.
But it's like curio, like a curio.
Curio.
Yeah.
Cutie.
Cutie. Yeah.
Cutie.
Cutie.
Amazing. Wow.
Ah, yes.
The old man who testified earlier alongside the weirdo with the baby, correct? Or are we gonna get back to that baby thing? Because we never really cleared that up.
I'm pretty sure the baby is the one that did it. I'm still kind of riding that line. Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. Maybe he just has a thing for putting it under steaks.
Right.
At exactly
he just,
the moment.
He likes to put this coin under his meat.
Mm-hmm. Exactly the moment the gun was fired.
I was examining this butt plug. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Get busy on the floor.
I just,
busy
I
on the
was
floor.
dropping it like it was hot.
Get busy. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Busy on the floor? There was no dance floor in that restaurant. What were you doing? Hunting for treasure?
Easy on the floor.
Indeed, the hoary Koban, my prized coin.
And this whole way of Kolban, do you mean to tell me it doesn't get us into the chocolate factory?
No, please. Why would Kurikuta-san's Koban even, matter? Because I don't want to deal with that old bastard again. Why would it be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Yes, it doesn't make any sense. Which is why I'm asking to bring Kurikuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. We don't have to ask him. We could just ask for the steak, my dude. You are going about this in the most roundabout fucking way. But whatever, let's do it. It's an adventure.
Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here because we know they're married and they can't be separated. Without a moment's delay, please, Liz, I need to leave and eat steak and pee.
I can't believe we've come back round to that pair again.
We can.
You're the one who fucking requested it.
It's your fault, buddy. No one to blame but yourself.
If I had one more brain cell, then maybe I could have skipped to the part where we actually, examined the other steak, but...
Whatever happened to that sexy galaxy brain?
But I have a hunch. A strong hunch. That's turned into a black hole at this point. What if we chase down... that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban?
We'll waste a bunch of time.
We'll waste a bunch of fucking time and we won't get around to examining that steak until another half an hour from now. We'll find that it's a key element in this case.
Oh no. They just put them all on the stand.
Oh god, they're all here.
There'd better be some powers of observation here.
What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it is dinner time for little baby Ido, who did not kill the doctor? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, I myself became a ruined man in a trice.
A trice.
A worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set upon this Rasutai shop owner's existence.
In a trice, in a moment, very quickly. Example, in a trice, she had flown up the stairs.
Interesting.
Be that as it may, Kurikuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. What the fuck was this coin doing under the steak? As far as your Adaste memory...
Oh my god!
I'm with the baby, what the fuck?
The baby's like, oh.
What the actual... Don't fuck with the knife like that, old man.
Oh, Ray, you could have hit the baby. You should be glad that it hit that guy's foot.
Jeez.
I hope that those are steel-toed boots.
Uh-oh, he's got a wound now. Don't step on the carpet, buddy.
Yeah! Yeah, that's it. The very exact one, that is. The resplendent, splendiferous hoary treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. Somehow it made its way under a beefsteak.
Masaka, it can't be.
As I thought. Young man, did you steal my coin? I'm going to fucking stab you with this knife I no longer... Where did that go anyway? Enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery.
I'd be happy to do that if you endangered my baby.
He's like, oh, yeah, sure, sir. Takes a gun out.
Bam.
Ryunosuke, Ryokun, you kept the gun? Well, they didn't take it from me. They didn't submit it as evidence, so I just kind of kept it.
You realize you're gonna be on trial for double murder now.
Well, I didn't do the first one, though.
Single murder, though, at least.
Okay, well, that's fine. At least it's only one life in prison.
It's not fine, but alright.
I'll only get executed one time. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Like it was hot? On the floor? Did you drop it on the floor?
Were you busy on the floor?
I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
I'm the beefsteak and he's the plate.
Cannot resist, Cosima.
He's just... No, Ben Plays, you were absolutely 110% correct when you said that Luca's gonna love this game. All of the, I've actually been contributing to some of the out-of-context shots from Ace Attorney investigations too. So many. Sandwich? Soaking? Beefsteak? Seriously? Do you realize how weird and suggestive this all sounds? You should be ashamed of yourself, young man, talking about your juices like that. I should put you over my knee, but I'm afraid you'd like it, and that would be really weird.
You're the old man who brought your butt plug into the courtroom. But clearly it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my hoary treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate.
Please don't say it was the baby.
I'm going to conceal your treasure between my slab of meat and my metal plate. It's a metal plate because I got my hips replaced.
Didn't want to know that, sir.
Right. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing.
Don't wave your butt plug around like that.
I did. Excuse me. Could I say something? No. Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga.
Do you have another steak to show us?
I'd like some more steak.
I would love to see the other steak that you have to show us, probably.
I'm hungry.
I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover at the restaurant in order to investigate another Obviously.
Yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation that's totally secret and undercover.
Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. Such a number of incidents have been reported to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent undercover, isn't it? I'd like to send you under my covers. What? Yes? I guess. I took the job of waiter in the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. Obviously, this lady's a thief and not a murderer.
So, unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis, because this is the kind of case that we've gotten dragged into.
Hey, are we doing a grand larceny case now?
We're just combining them.
Instead of a murder case?
You're getting the greatest hits. The
Right.
place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
Are we gonna have to catch the thief, too?
The crime of not eating the steak all the way, not finishing up all the meat juices.
Right, I finish every steak I eat.
I soaked up the juice.
Right. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of this person who stole and hid the Kodakuta-san's Koban is all too clear. What? Nani?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter, and, then go home and eat some steak. Tell us, who was the despicable stick under the stool?
It was Pain.
It was Pain. Pain did it.
It was this lady.
Yep.
God, it was you.
Take that!
Obviously, it could only be you. Sergeant Yesanosa.
I only just got it.
Yeah.
I only just got it.
Well, and his son's name is
Yes,
Ido.
I know.
I don't know, sir.
What? How?
How dare you, you monster!
Monster? Where?
I stole that coupon, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of those crimes, cadet. If it wasn't me, it was Ido. Well, Ido, this is a baby. I'm the one who's going to blame the baby after all of this. It's going to be me.
So he wasn't
baby.
a murderer, but a master thief.
I keep this baby on me at all times so that I can pin crimes on him.
Yeah. This is my scapegoat.
Ido was like, I would like my lawyer.
You're right. I'm not gonna say shit without my lawyer.
Oh God.
You're not gonna catch me alive, coppers. Like flops down onto the floor and just starts crawling. the bailiff just picks him up by his diaper and is like, "Take him in, boys."
He's still like, crawl, crawl, crawl. So the baby was the master thief all along.
I want a lawyer. I plead the fifth.
Ugh.
This is a boss baby situation. He's been able to talk all along. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby?
He's not so innocent. He's a master thief.
At least give him a lawyer before you accuse him of things. It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. For making him speak without a lawyer.
Ooh.
Yeah, pull his mustache.
Wah! Clippity, clippity, clop, 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 clippity, clop! The Bone Imperial Army, Sergeant Yesanosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir.
Did we just make some random other person crack and not?
Right, he had a breakdown.
What?
You're under arrest.
Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays to those who expects to keep our country safe?
I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard that it's hard to get by on minimum wage. But maybe you should cut out the avocado toast.
Right. Stop having Starbucks every day.
All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. Someday be able to afford a mortgage. Make it to when the boomers retire.
That's why you were stealing things at a restaurant? Maybe you should become a waiter so you could steal everyone's steaks.
The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go in there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chopping my way through a good steak at the same time, you see.
Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable.
I just go right to it with my teeth.
Right, I use chopsticks. I pick up the whole thing with the chopsticks
Whoop,
and
then
inhale it.
Hum.
And your target that day was the old man and his koban. I thought you two were married. That's kind of brutal.
Yes, sir, it is kind of brutal. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
Oh, at least I'm not a woman.
I also, can't see see because I have, like, no eyeballs, basically.
I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened.
Yes, when the professor was shot. Poisoned, I mean.
Shot and poisoned.
yeah,
Poisoned and shot.
Poisoned and shot in that order.
I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too, they'd lock up the
They'd
baby.
shoot him in the head.
So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could on the double. Foop, right under the steak.
And I would tell them that the steak stole it.
The steak shot the doctor. I hope that I'd be able to rendezvous with my steak again at a later date because I too enjoy beefsteak.
I was actually quite hungry when I left. I just wanted to finish my damn steak.
I also want to finish a damn steak already.
Can I eat it now? It has been in someone's pocket for several days. You probably don't want to eat that.
I got nothing. I also have nothing.
This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in the garbage. Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, of course, milady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain this fine gentlewoman female any longer at all.
Objection?
May the esteemed gentlewoman female lady please be excused, Your Excellency?
No!
No. The theft of the coal bond was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant.
So riddle me this, Judge. How did it get on the other guy's fucking table?
I don't think we have any evidence that relates to that at all.
How
There's
did it
nothing.
get on the table? How did it get on the other table?
It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Yeah, except for the fact that it was on someone else's table.
Except for the fact that it was completely related.
Hey,
to
can we pull out the
murder.
other steak that he has, please?
You want to
the one
whip
I
it out?
The one I requested 15 minutes ago? Can we see someone else's meat, please?
Pull out that steak. A little cutlet.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me, except it was on your table!
Except this is Ace Attorney.
Nonsense, is it?
Well.
As for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, that's kind of fucking gross. It's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness testimony have been answered, absolutely every one of them.
All of the questions, every single one.
Can we please go the fuck home?
And in all of that, we still consider you the defense to be the murderer, despite having no evidence against you. And
Clearly, we have established no evidence that the defense did it, so therefore he did it.
yes, therefore he's guilty.
Miss Brett, you're free to leave. I just really want to go home and eat.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. Objection, please. And good day. I just remembered this word that I said before. It started with an O. Obstetrician?
Orgasm.
Orgasm? Obese? Object? Object. Object! Objection!
Shun!
Shun him!
Buchan, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming about my steak.
I was thinking about an object.
Were you thinking about my object?
Oh, no, it's just,
You weren't thinking about my object?
something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. Can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me.
What did she just say? I
feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. God, why your brain cells? Please use more than one of them.
Hit the history. What did she even say?
What
did she literally even say? Down. And good day.
Good luck, everyone, and good
luck
day.
and good day. Okay. It was nighttime.
Right, it's nighttime.
The coin was lucky.
There's a contradiction in there somewhere. Something that doesn't quite add up.
That's the case. Don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
Use your mouth.
Yeah.
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Use that word that you were just remembering. You know, the one that started with an O?
No, not that one.
Wait, Miss Brett! That one started with an H! What is it now? I'm afraid. Just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
I don't know what I don't have a clue here, buddy.
Well, what parting words are you talking about, dear Ken?
Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Are we gonna talk about the fact that the steak wasn't even on? It was on her table. The steak was on her table, and therefore it's not her steak. And yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction.
They both drank the water, and I'm gonna need to see evidence, counsel.
And one is alive, and the other is dead.
If they're truly contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it?
What the fuck do you mean? It was removed from the victim's table after the incident.
Do we need, like, the photo with the fork being unused? The photo that shows the fork is dirty or something?
That's true. I should actually probably save, yeah. We could use the fork and knife, I guess, but it's like, it was on her fucking table.
I don't know which one. Yeah, if you look at this, take a look at it.
You mean look at
See
this
if it
photograph?
makes you laugh.
Oh shit.
The
Oh well, okay, it worked.
Cool. Oh, I'm glad that you meant to present that because you sure thrusted forward forcefully.
Yeah, I sure did.
I liked how you thrusted forward so forcefully.
You just like how I thrust, no matter how I do it.
Mm-hmm. Got me there.
Wait, I'm a bottom. I just remembered. What's interesting about this plate of steak is that what's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table.
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed, yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Yep.
Oh, now you're just splitting hairs.
Yeah, can we point out that there's perhaps another steak in play here? Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Oh, what? Notice what?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett had claimed no Englishman could ever contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did. She's a refined English female lady gentlewoman herself.
Oh my god, is this really what we're...
It's gonna come down to a Japanese-made game is saying that a Japanese guy just like bit into the steak and didn't use a knife and fork. Like, how dumb is this?
I feel like this game is giving me a lobotomy right now. Like, Also, I know I'm complaining, but I am actually enjoying this still.
Mm-hmm.
To take a good look at the steak, stare really hard at this meat.
See if it makes you laugh.
Right. In particular, the edge where it's been eaten.
My steak is so edgy.
As you can see, there's clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there.
Ooh. Oh.
Ah!
It looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks on the steak at all.
Objection. Well, what is your actual point?
The point that I have been taking about a half an hour to get around to, let me tell you, there is another fucking steak in play here. Can I have the other steak, please? Can we have the other steak?
I didn't even say anything. Whatever you say, milady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. I'm definitely not leaving to avoid anything in particular. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
My swan has a very important appointment.
Oh, of course, this will all be over in the blink of an eye, by which I mean maybe
God,
another
I
half
hope
hour.
so. God, I hope so. I've heard enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic.
Damn. Of course, milady.
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? I've been waiting this whole trial to say that.
Clearly the witness knows what this means. She loves ruffles. She's realized that the catastrophic implications of these teeth marks in the steak have for her.
Do you know where you're going with anything ever? Including this?
Probably not. I'm thinking about meat. Yes, now at last it has all come together. It's all come together. It's taken me this long to realize that there is probably another steak involved. The mysterious teeth marks and a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. It's almost like she switched the stakes and that I realized this from the very beginning. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
It was Colonel Mustard.
I accept that these teeth marks
In the
steak,
kitchen.
we're in the kitchen. They're weird, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Could there be another steak?
Everything, Your Excellency. Everything! Yes, everything. We're gonna be as vague about this as possible and say it in the most roundabout way. Yes, I believe these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case, and it tells us everything.
Everything?
Everything. Evidence of proof beyond any doubt. Who shot Dr. Wilson? But first, a message from these sponsors.
15 minutes can save you 15% on your cost.
Literally, I could run an ad just now. I'm not going to, but it would be funny.
Where we left off in Ace Attorney,
Right.
this steak proves everything. Everything?
I'm not gonna do that, but that would be fucking funny. Conclusive evidence? Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today?
Too many times.
You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase typical Japanese empty threats.
How could you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple.
They are not empty threats.
If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to court long ago. Yeah, I would have, but you see, I'm an idiot. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought to the court yet. We're gonna be super vague about this.
Hasn't? What on earth has not been brought to the court yet?
Please be sure to, repeat everything I say after I say it, just to prolong this. But just because it hasn't been shown yet doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist. Does not exist!
You mean just because it hasn't been shown, it does not exist? Is that like the poison that does not exist?
Yeah, that disappears once it crosses the borders of Japan?
Oh, look, we've been here too long, buddy.
Mhm.
Please let me off the hook already.
Let me go.
I need to leave. My wife is wondering if I'm still alive.
Right.
You got a telegraph that I met another woman.
Right.
There can't be. I don't believe that you have evidence that hasn't been presented to this court yet.
Objection.
I don't. I never have any evidence, and also you don't have any evidence that I did it anyway, so I guess it's not a fucking problem in this courtroom. But there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. Someone in this very courtroom! Exclamation point! And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence that I'm referring to, it will solve everything. Every remaining mystery in this case. What? Who is this person?
Very well, I have a feeling that this will be my last request of the defense in this trial to identify this person who has the evidence.
I sincerely motherfucking hope so.
Seriously, please. Who was it, the baby?
It's the baby!
It's the baby!
Where's the baby?
Oh, we can't present the baby.
There.
Dun.
Take that.
The answer is obvious. Hosanagu Kebo!
It was obvious half an hour ago.
What? I have it. Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence?
Only prosecutors do that in...
Right. That's ridiculous.
What? Did he eat the steak? He ate the poison steak and he's gonna die.
That'd be funny. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on the steak with the teeth marks.
Yes.
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. Oh my god, just say that there's another steak. Why do we have to go through all this again? I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak, as well as admitting to stealing Horokuchi-san's coin. He told us that he slipped it under the steak.
You watch, Cadet, I was a superior officer.
I'm not in the military, but thanks anyway. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
Dun dun dun.
Teacher! Affirmative, of course, I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still, I am not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it.
Manhandling her meat?
Manhandling
Would you say?
A foreign gentle lady, ho ho ho.
In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection.
But that makes no sense. Except for it makes complete sense, but it makes no sense. It was taken from the victim's table.
Yeah, after she switched it around. Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites of her steak. Nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it! To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire.
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that there was another steak and you switched the steaks. You wouldn't possibly have that in mind, would you?
The sergeant didn't switch the fucking steak, she did!
You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened, when I saw the Sicilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes.
Oh, really?
Like that,
He switched the steaks?
I panicked and I switched the steaks.
You gotta fucking...
But it was actually the baby. I lifted my steak and I hid the coin underneath it, but then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, well, that'd be it for me. I'd be getting my marching orders, as they say. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance.
Wait, he announced he was an undercover police officer, and then he arrested Ryunosuke.
Really?
But he didn't know he was an undercover cop until he read his business card. My dude!
With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady female's table.
Liz, use one of your brain cells at least once.
Oh, God.
What a guy indeed. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There's no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you, so I died. I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable! Masaka sonna koto de wa.
However, fear not, Prosecutor-san.
What now?
I swear the brass buttons of my uniform, that is all I did, sir.
Oh, you did. Huh. That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
So, if Sergeant knows to switch the plates over, that means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table.
That follows.
Yeah, so there's another steak that we need to look at. Like I said,
I'm never gonna get
45 minutes ago.
home. I'll never get to eat a steak.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. What is it exactly that you want? You haven't specified anything yet. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. I'm gonna recap for you in case this hasn't taken us long enough.
We should celebrate ending this case by getting some steak.
Right? You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. You just take everyone's steaks. To preserve evidence, you would take it both, and the fact that you just love to steal people's lunches. That's correct. I just love taking meat. Then please present it to the court now.
Wait, should he present it to the court now?
Right now! That plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Someone shoot me.
What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat? That can't have the slightest bearing on this case.
Objection!
You're not wriggling your way out of this time, lady.
I beg your pardon?
My cutlet is gonna get you. Eat you for dinner. Surely you're not that forgetful. What we literally just said 5 seconds ago. Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. No?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
He thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound from the victim's chest.
I believe the defendant's memory serves him well, what little of it he has. Now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett.
Yeah, the one that hasn't been shown yet.
Let us not fucking prolong this any further. Inspector, just show us the goddamn evidence. Present the fucking beefsteak already.
Okay.
Yes, sir!
He's very excited to present the meeting.
I already see the blood. Sorry for keeping you. Here is the other steak and its plate.
The blood
Please,
is still fresh.
feel free to examine it.
Oh, okay. That's not that fresh.
The blood stain. Clearly visible, look!
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me.
In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
Ooh, You said my name. You said my last name this time. That's pretty.
It can't be. It can't be.
In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front.
Well, who is that? I guess I'll make you choose from the court record.
Yeah. And I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is,
No,
but I'm gonna
choose.
probably have to present it as evidence. That's right. Mr. Zyle Brett.
Liberated.
It's you! Breakdown?
Breakdown? Breakdown?
Her swan went limp.
Oh no.
Outdone by a Japanese. Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No, no, no! My superior English blood!
Yes, freak out, Swan!
Fly away!
Fly away and take her with you!
Ah! Lita chick! Ah! That's not what swan chicks look like! Ah! Oh, that's not an actual swan. Oh, she died!
She's going to heaven! Oh! They get baby chicks! Chirp, chirp, chirp,
Oh,
chirp, chirp,
this is so cute.
chirp.
Hey, your head gave birth. That's a little weird. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure and went directly to heaven. I died. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
I thought you lived and he died.
And also, I killed everyone else that was on the witness stand because there is no one else next to me.
Yeah, well, Miss Brett. I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time, Liz.
No, I don't think I will. Goodbye. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life, using
No kidding.
As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because Kura is unheard of here in Japan.
No, it doesn't exist in Japan. You dumbass. You can only kill English people. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of the water and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he'd been dining alone. And leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
This dumbass.
That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor. It meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair, such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point. So I concocted a plan and spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent cutlet.
Why would you call him that?
Because he's my cutlet.
I mean, you can have him. He's kind of a moron.
That's what I like about him.
Weird. Japanese are weird. I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun for some reason, and that's legal.
Yep, he just always carried a gun.
He always carries a gun.
You know,
you just
university
let him do that.
professors, they like to pack it when they're doing their medical research.
Yeah, especially when they go to restaurants. I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll see a thief there who's stealing a coin and you'll have to shoot him dead. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of in my handbag. And my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Oh, you know,
Well.
in her skirt, the place that obviously she couldn't conceal anything.
Come on.
Under your skirt? I have never seen under a woman's skirt before, including under my wife's.
Yeah, she never lets me look down there. She makes me cover my eyes whenever she disrobes. So I was right. There were 2 guns. These 2 guns. You can't see me, but I just flexed. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure I would notice it. And, like an idiot, bent down to pick it up. Yeah, and everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I had intended.
And thus began the long tradition of idiots in Ace Attorney.
Picking up guns.
Picking up guns, stumbling into murders they didn't commit.
Yeah, for just for funsies. And then, just as you'd bent down to pick it up, that's when you shot the professor with your own gun, out in the open where everyone could see you.
Including the undercover police guy.
Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared.
So she just, like, shot the guy.
Yeah, she shot him,
It caused a commotion. Nobody else knew that she'd shot the guy.
So, she had to, lift her hand over the table, shoot the guy, and then, quickly put the gun back under the table, so no one would notice her.
She had to hide that gun in her skirt, quickly.
Right, yeah. Hold on, weird, there's a gunshot that just happened, just let me,
Yep.
Yeah, he apprehended him. I took him into the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around.
So you're saying you turned it around?
Mm-hmm. You got-tend that professor.
Because of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun.
But the waiter hadn't noticed that he was facing one direction one time and then the other direction the other.
Didn't notice it.
Didn't notice.
Top-notch undercover police
Yeah,
officer.
flawless investigation. So there you have it. That's the entirety of my misdemeanor. Misdemeanor?
That would be a felony, actually.
Murder's not a misdemeanor? Your Excellency, I'd like to go to tea now.
I'd also like to go to tea now.
I wonder... Might I speak with you in private later? You've never seen a woman before, right?
A woman in private? I shall call on you.
Your Excellency, this is not appropriate. Thank you. Good day then, everyone.
What?
Excuse you? I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
Is her swan just gonna fly off with her? Gonna flee the courtroom. What?
Arrest her? Hello?
It would seem this trial has finally run its course, and the murderer just vanished before
You just
our
let her
eyes.
walk out of the courtroom, please.
And that's cool with us.
I hope that
guess.
someone arrested her outside. Hello?
I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
The defense has an objection?
This can't be. Taketsuchi Aouchi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student.
Could someone apprehend the actual
Yeah.
Murderer?
He's looking at like, God, she's still out there. She's gonna kill me next.
He's coming with that bottle for you, you know? It's like-
Hey, Kazuma, you know what would be really great? Fleeing to England right now. Can
yeah,
you
let's,
take me with you? Let's go to England.
Let's get out of here, baby. Arg!
Naruhodo Ryunosuke!
What? Yes?
This insult to the Aouchi family name will never be forgotten.
I will give pain to all of you and your descendants for all time.
You've become conceited with age, Council. But the old have to stand aside and make way for the cool new kids. The younger generation. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that.
You're gonna draw your sword, my dude?
I'm going to slay you now.
Oh! Ah!
1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Aouchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan's hair! This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a very weird new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Naruhodo Ryunosuke, presented an excellent case that I admit took us way too fucking long to
Thank
get
you,
through.
Your Excellency. Can we arrest that woman, please?
I'll get to that.
Can you, hello, please, that woman she murdered a guy and you let her walk out of the courtroom. Can we?
Well, we've got some more reform to do here, I guess, but
Your Excellency.
the use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology.
Can we just,
After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world.
retaliation is possible.
But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here.
Yeah, but like the
But
Western
I
idea-
feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice.
and also new ways to murder me.
A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine.
Can we? I just want to have another moment.
That is for the young to pursue.
She could pursue me, to try to get back at me.
Kazuma Asogi. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire.
Of which I will accompany him to flee this woman's wrath.
Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget what a beefsteak to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. Beefsteak you.
Stop calling my boyfriend beefsteak.
I understand, Your Excellency.
Only I get to call him a beefsteak.
I do agree that I am a beefsteak, but I just want to refer you to the murderer who has fled the courtroom.
Yeah. Can we address that, please? What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden?
Never mind. It's nothing about, the murderer who fled.
Right.
As for you, Naruhodo Ryunosuke.
Will you allow me to flee the country? Oh, yes?
In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential.
That's fear, Your Honor. That's fear that I'm gonna be shot and killed by the woman who you just let leave the courtroom without being arrested.
Well, to me, it's having more than 2 brain cells. I look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Perhaps your descendants will have multiple brain cells.
You think?
Even instincts.
Maybe if I breed with someone who's smart like Kazuma?
Let's breed,
Right.
my little cutlet.
Right. Thank you, Your Excellency.
I understand why he's getting nervous again.
That was a weird shot. Why are we doing this?
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Naruhodo Ryunosuke.
Not guilty! Confetti! Oh, it's Sakura petals!
Hi!
Oh, he was standing at the bench.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's funny. Okay, I get it. I get it.
This
That's
court
funny.
is now finally fucking adjourned!
Let's get out of here.
Confetti!
That's why they had the shot of him
Yeah.
face on.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, they just let her go.
Yeah, they just let her go. She's like, oh yeah, that was really nothing. It was a misdemeanor at most. Bye.
Are we gonna talk about any of this?
We're gonna-
Should you save in case we have to present something and... I
Oh,
don't know.
true. We should. I mean,
Because to be on the save side.
to be.
Eh.
That's why I love you. You're just so funny. Mwah. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial.
Buchan, you defended yourself and made it through that horrendous trial.
We need to fuck.
You finally pulled me off. Congratulations.
I'll pull off something else. Get over here. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. I still can't do it without you. Let's do it right now together.
Totally true.
Thank you, Kazuma.
No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work.
And you guys!
Can't stop himself.
Stop flirting!
So you owe me something extra large. Don't forget
Starts
it.
with sucky.
Sukiyaki, otherwise
Yeah,
known
sukiyaki,
as
I know.
Suckmayaki.
Okay, what is sukiyaki?
Sukiyaki is it's like yaki is like burn. What? It's not a thing on a stick. That's things. It's yaki. I don't know. I forget what sukiyaki is.
Alright, I'll Google it. Finish the line and I'll Google it.
You owe me that from the place on Yume University Street.
It is a dish. A Japanese dish is prepared and served in the nambemono style. It consists of meat,
It's
which
hot
is slowly cooked or simmered and at the table alongside with vegetables and ingredients. In a shallow iron pot with a mixture of soy sauce, sugar, and mirin.
Yeah, so it is made of meat that I used to not be able to eat, and then it's probably usually made with noodles, which I used not to be able to eat. So this is probably a thing that I never had a reason to ever eat.
Good
I know
afternoon. All of your hard work has certainly paid off. I assume that this is this guy. No, it's not. Do you like my impression of my father?
I was just doing a father impression. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Omedetou gozaimasu.
Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. So what I'm saying is...
I'm warming up to you.
Larissa?
Threesome?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Threesome.
What kind of girl do you think I am?
Not the kind of girl that keeps a gun under her skirt.
Thank you so much.
Look at her! Look at her!
She's so
Oh
cute.
my God,
She's
she's-
so cute.
Is she a Fae ancestor? Is she a Pearl's ancestor?
I don't know, but she's cute.
That's kind of a pearly look.
If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out.
Your kind words should really be from my father. Should I do another impression?
You should check what is the Fae's last name in the Japanese
it's
version.
Chisato. Wait a minute. Arashi? Really? Arashi is like storm. I'm just googling.
Yeah. Okay. It's your line.
Your kind words should really be from my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate.
Your father? Ah, yes, of course.
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistance to the Defense.
Speaking of Mikotoba. Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order.
I did a really good impression of that now.
Right. It's actually the woman.
Yes. Assume my ventriloquist dummy.
Right. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you, after all. Your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Speaking of taking someone's life, can I just point out that the inspector was coughing up blood that entire trial?
Right, no one addressed that, really?
Nope.
Good friend? You were fucking him too?
Good friend.
You were fucking your best friend too? Oh, yeah, you mentioned that before. I just didn't realize... It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right.
No, you're not right.
Yeah.
Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain.
Not all that great.
Okay, Britain.
Somewhat mediocre Britain.
Presumably that's when you met Dr. Wilson.
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? You worked it together?
I've never heard you mention that before. You know you can tell me.
Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn to fuck your best friend.
Oh, I'm already working on that, sir.
Are you now? Good job, son.
Exclamation mark.
Mediocre Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world in
okayness and mediocrity.
In being kind of weird and okay. In science, medicine, engineering, mediocrity, culture, and of course in law.
And Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
Has the culture of, you know, the English culture. The culture where they, you know, colonize people. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. They obviously have more culture than we do here in Japan.
I will. I'll learn all that I can from mediocre Britain. About how to be okay.
We're absolutely just ripping on Great Britain. This does not actually reflect our opinions. The only thing mediocre about Great Britain is their food.
Yes. And they're colonizing the
And the colonizing is also bad.
That was a negative.
That is a negative part.
It's not mediocre.
I've only been to Britain once and it was okay.
I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan.
I'm sure they've done good things at some point. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you?
Of course I am.
How would you get it on the plane? The what? Wait, how are they getting to Britain?
Very, very long.
Are they
journey across the ocean?
Yeah, or like they taking a boat or something?
They gotta take a boat. Either that or an octopus.
Yeah.
Now, how else do they get there?
Because this is like far enough back in time that there aren't any planes, right?
Yeah, they'd be taking a boat.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Of course I am.
Yeah. I take my sword everywhere. What do you want me to check it at customs?
Okay. That is like the weebiest thing he said.
Yeah.
Japanese man's katana is his soul. It really sounds like a guy in America in his basement with a waifu pillow wrote this particular piece of dialogue. This blade shows me where I need to go.
Yeah, it points in the direction of where I'm supposed to go.
I follow the blade.
Right.
I'm going to study the blade. Cuts down anything that's in my way.
Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own ass.
That reminds me, what's happened... By the way, what happened to that murdering bitch who ran away?
Yeah. Speaking of things I want to stick my dick in. Kidding.
There were at least 2 women around here.
Yeah, speaking of things that can kill someone, what about that woman?
Regarding the woman who killed someone, who is not the woman who is here next to us, who I might want to invite to a threesome. Specifically Giselle Brett. I mean, after all, she's guilty of murder, hello?
And there could be retaliation on the horizon, you know?
She could kill my boyfriend.
Ah, yes, her. That sucks. Not easy to tell you this, but...
Oh god.
What do you mean? Surely she's gonna face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai.
Exile her to China!
What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, Shanghai can have her.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
Go right ahead. China can deal with these problems.
What? Shanghai?
What?
Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I am certain of that. What? Why not?
It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Nope, it's him.
It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. I did a really good impression of that woman over there.
You did a great impression. I was fooled.
It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate- But what's this about consular jurisdiction? I've never heard of either of those words in my life. We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan.
She's an ambassador.
Sorry, I forgot she was a woman because women don't exist here. What is that thing over there? The one in the pink kimono. I've never seen one before. What? We can't try her. But then, who? Who's gonna bring her to justice?
No one. A British consular court will hear her case. Somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard.
But why a consular court?
Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the Friendship Treaty. The best friendship treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Then so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can invoke a consular court just like that!
Oh, can't they?
Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to slice this open with my sword.
So Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan? I'm afraid for the young student. Today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously going to take this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. Are they, though?
Are they, though?
These two faces
Those are some.
don't look like they... But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
Yes, change is coming. And we're the ones driving it.
That change is what I call my...
Mm-hmm. That's what I call my katana.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory steak.
Let's go to Le Carnival!
Right, but Professor, what about the fact that she could retaliate and murder me?
You're right. It's time to get drunk. We should be celebrating Ryukun's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun.
I'm gonna get shit-faced! As am I. In that case, might I suggest Le Carnival? We have had fantastic murders this time of year. Just a vintage murder happened the other day. As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink.
He's trying to court as many lawyers to come to the restaurant now.
You're a Keibuho, Yokoso Tsunaga-san, aren't you? I'm also dying.
Slowly.
Let's not worry about details for now. To the carnival, will you accompany us, Professor? Sir, are we going to address the fact that you have been coughing up a lung since... Sorry, I should have read that.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release, because I am but a woman.
Right, hold on. Will you accompany us, Professor? Yes. Wait, hold on.
I'll attend to the paperwork, and I guess I'll just sit and do the busy work while you men go out and celebrate.
Of course, Le Carnival's food is second to none. Oh, yes, thank you. Whatever you are.
There we go. This is the sprite that
Oh,
guys reminding me of.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the sprite. So, Josiah Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know whether or not she's gonna come back and murder me.
Until she does.
I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma,
Yes.
you look very handsome right now.
Say I do.
I do.
Ryukun.
I just wanted to say you're handsome, and thanks again, after all. You really saved my skin today.
I didn't do a thing. I just stood there and looked gorgeous while you put those two little brain cells together.
Oh, that's very true. You did look very gorgeous while I did that.
You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. All of it. Including the part where I led you along the whole way to
The part where I held your hand and made you cross the street.
And even if I dragged you, it was your feet that were dragging along.
Yeah. Your skills made the difference, though. One day I'll bet you be the best lawyer in the world.
I'm not so sure about that. I have a sense about this. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial.
God, you're sexy.
I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me.
Are you sure? Because you're obviously way more competent than I am.
That's a real stretch, Kazuma.
Yeah, you're reaching there. That's a go-go gadget arm reach. What? Come on, be serious. You know I only have 2 brain cells.
If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial, in the middle, and the part near the end.
The start, the middle, and the end. And some of the spaces in between.
Almost everything except for that part about the extra stakes, and also there was.
But it did take you a really long time to get there, so like.
I was impressed that you remembered the thing about the indigenous hunters.
Yeah, that was pretty,
all you.
That was pretty cool. That was all you. Yeah, okay, that was me.
But you have a natural talent for being a defense lawyer. I mean, you have other natural talents.
I mean, yeah. Oh, no, not me. All this tense verbal combat, I never want to go through that ever again.
Never? You don't want
I mean, I did discover that I'm a switch today, so that's something.
Verbal combat sounds great to
I
me.
just did what you told me to do, that's all, like I always do.
Aw.
Because I knew I could trust you, and because you always tell me what to do.
I always do. That's the point.
Being obedient is the best way to be a lawyer. Sorry? What do you mean? That's the point? That's the point of my...
Listen, Ryukun. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win?
A katana?
A katana.
Okay.
Do you know what the second most crucial weapon is?
Knowledge of the law?
No.
Do you know what the third most... Okay, yes, okay. Yeah, katana, knowledge of the law. But the third one...
The third one is the ability to believe.
In the power of the law? And
Power
their
of
katana?
The katana.
To believe? To believe what?
A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times.
And in this case, it was pretty easy because it was you. So you believed yourself pretty well there.
Believed in yourself.
Good job believing.
You didn't stop believing.
Like, you believed in me when I said I didn't do it.
Because
And I
you
believed in myself when I said I didn't do it because I knew for a fact that I didn't do it because I didn't shoot the guy. You know?
But was the water in the bottle and did they both drink it?
Yeah, they both drank it and only one of them survived, so...
I'm human, just like you.
You are?
I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth about how you feel about me.
Right.
But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person like my little cutlet.
Believing in your client, and in this case, that was myself.
Just look at today's trial.
The client was me.
I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me.
Well,
I know it's because I'm super smart and handsome, and I have an amazing ribbon, but you also face seemingly hopeless situations time and again. You never stop looking for the truth.
The truth being that I didn't do it.
The truth being that you didn't do it.
Right.
That you knew was the truth. Because you didn't do it. You didn't do it, did you? And in the end, you found it through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me.
Yeah, about that I didn't do it part. Like, I definitely shot him.
You didn't shoot him, though.
No, I did. It's just he wasn't dead. He was already dead when I shot him, so it's, like, not really a crime. Thanks, Cosmo.
There's something I want to ask you, actually, dear Ken.
I do.
It's about my necessary feelings.
Right.
Very necessary. It's a favor, really. Something very important to me.
Yes, I will marry you.
I would love you to marry me, and also I'm probably going to get put on trial for murder before this game is over, so would you defend me in advance if that happens?
Probably. It sounds serious. What is... Sorry.
Oh, Inspector.
Yeah. Ah, you're still here, aren't you? You interrupted my proposal. Oh, Hosonagu Keiboho. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go.
I guess I'll have to propose at the restaurant then.
Right.
We'll be right there.
Does that get me free dessert?
Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory.
And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget.
Ah, yes, that too. And our upcoming wedding.
Right. So my very first trial came to an end.
Finally.
And we got married. Kazuma. And that guy too. And whatever this is. I think it was a woman, and this guy doing that thing. And Hosonaga Keiboho didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. He actually kind of hindered me more than he helped. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me, but I did say I would marry him. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life.
They're getting married! They're getting married!
The wedding bells start now. And we did the thing.
I guess we don't get a photographic print.
Defense debut awarded.
Defense debut!
I would love to save my current progress. Woo!
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we did it. We freaking
Hell.
did that thing.
Yeah. All
Whew,
right.
we did that thing.
That was an adventure, and let's find someone to raid. While we're doing that, actually, hold on. Who is streaming right now? A couple of people. Let's do this person. There we go. Go say hi to Luena. She is really great and really sweet. And yeah, thank you for joining us for the Greatest Attorney. We're having so much fun in this game. Next week we're obviously going to do it again. And like keep updated with my Discord if you want to know when we're gonna do it. I also advertise on, other Discords when it does go live. On Friday we do not have any D&D this Friday, and then on Sunday we're going to be doing more The Sims Rags to Riches, and then next week we'll be back here with the Greatest Attorney, and we're gonna keep doing it until we're done. And since this one took three sessions to get through, it's gonna be a bit. So, yeah, either we're gonna have to rethink multiplayer Wednesdays, or I'm gonna have to start streaming an additional day. So
It's gonna take till 2022.
Is right? So yeah, go say hi to Luena, and thank you for stopping by. And I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.
Thank you, bye.